Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about the series finale of Hawkeye episode 6. So this is Christmas. And next week is actually Christmas coming up, or in a few days, I think. We're on the 22nd, right? So yeah, three more days maybe. Anyways, either way, yeah, we're almost at Christmas. And was this a really nice Christmas gift? I'm gonna say I enjoyed the final episode. I thought these last two episodes were really good. I'm not gonna say they were great, but I thought they were really good. And I think, to me, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Loki had better finales. This is probably my least favorite finale of all of them. But let's get to the big thing that we were all excited to see: Vincent D'Onofrio back as the Kingpin. That was so much fun. We knew he was coming. They teased him in the previous episode at the very end. Even though I felt the tease was a little bit of a letdown, this episode just opens with him. Like, he just shows up right at the beginning. You feel how threatening he is when he talks to Kate's mother, and everything is exposed. Everything is revealed in this episode. If we were confused up to this point, they laid down everything, and we learned that Kate's mother actually got into this because Kate's father owed the Kingpin money, and so technically this is Kate's father's fault in some ways. I wish they could have delved more into that. Was Kate's father working for the Kingpin, or did he just borrow money and time was running short, and now the mother had to pay the consequences? Because in some ways, then this is all the father's fault, if anything. But fine. The mother kept to it. She worked for him for years, I guess. That was the storyline that I was kind of a little bit disappointed by at the end. The whole Kate's mother and how she's tied into all of this. I thought that was a little weak. I thought Jack was a lot of fun in this episode. Jack's been, I thought he was, in the beginning, I didn't know if I was liking the character or not, because they were laying it on too thick. That, is this guy the villain? I don't think so. He's too easy to think of as the villain. But as it started becoming more and more obvious that he wasn't, he's been growing on me a lot. And I think seeing him crack out the sword, being the swordsman that he is in the comics, I thought was a lot of fun. Vincent D'Onofrio, though, I have to get back on this. He was terrific. Every time he was on screen, it was like, brought me back to Daredevil. Except you can tell, obviously, they had to soften him up a bit. Like, he couldn't be as violent as he was in the Daredevil series, and that was the thing that was kind of missing for me, because we knew that he could be brutal when he fights. And he had that fight with Kate towards the end of the episode, the final battle with him and Kate. Felt like it should have been brutal. Like, I felt there was a lot of blood missing on Kate during that battle, because they show how strong the Kingpin is, but they don't go to the level, obviously, that the Netflix shows have done. And that's not a bad thing. My only concern is the final scene where we see Echo shoot Kingpin. Now, they don't show him, and when you don't see a body dead, then that means there's a possibility that that character can come alive. And to bring more hope to people, I actually saw a Twitter account post this, and to remind fans, or who even don't know, apparently there is a comic, very accurate, where Echo does shoot Kingpin. And then in a later panel, they reveal that he was still alive, but very badly injured. So it is possible Kingpin can return still. If they didn't show the body, that means there's still a possibility the character is alive. And I'm going to believe right now, because I also saw a rumor that Vincent D'Onofrio might show up in the Echo series on Disney Plus. So that would be a good sign if that turns out to be true. And yeah, I want to see Kingpin go at it with Daredevil again, and eventually go at it with Spider-Man at some point too. You know, there is going to be a Spider-Man 4 coming. The rumors are already starting. Whether it's with Tom Holland or not, we'll see. But can you imagine if he gets the black suit and Wilson Fisk causes some problems for Peter Parker? I think that would be awesome, especially now that Peter Parker has a clean slate ahead of him. Let's see the new villains that he'll be running into. And I think a Spider-Man, live-action Spider-Man meeting Kingpin is long overdue at this point. It was all the way back to Fox. Fox had the rights to Kingpin to put in the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie. Then the whole Netflix shows kept Spider-Man away from that too. Now that Sony and Marvel and Disney all have this great relationship with one another, I think it's time to have the live-action Kingpin go up against the live-action Spider-Man. So come on, Sony, Marvel, get this going. We want to see that thing happen. Obviously, Kingpin can even hire villains. I mean, the Scorpion is out there ready to be made. We saw him in Spider-Man Homecoming. Give him the suit. Have Wilson Fisk give Scorpion the technology he needs to suit up and fight Spider-Man. I don't care. Let's get these characters meeting each other for the first time. With that being said, Hawkeye, Clint Barton, his story is wrapped up with Yelena. I thought that dragged a little bit too much for me. The Yelena versus Clint battle. I felt like there were instances. I felt like Yelena was overthinking too much, and I kind of wish they had at least. I thought there is an end credit scene, and I'm gonna say I think what they should have done at the end credits was show us a scene between her and Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character again, because I feel like she was still somehow tied into all of this, setting Yelena up, obviously, as we saw at the end of Black Widow's end credit scene. So I kind of wish we got another scene with her, like getting more clarity on what Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character's role in all of this was supposed to be. Did Kate's mother contact Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Or I should stop calling her that, right? Madam whatever, Hydra. Or is she still working, or is Julia Louis-Dreyfus working with someone else? I have no idea. I think the rumor is that her character is supposed to show up in the next Black Panther movie, so maybe we'll learn a little bit more there. Other than that, everything else was pretty good. I liked the action in the episode. That was a lot of fun. Like I said, even with Jack getting in on it all. And that's all that this movie really was. It was wrapping up everything, giving us the big battle, just like the last previous, although Loki's finale was more interesting because it was more of a battle between conversations with Sylvie and Loki talking back and forth with King the Conqueror. And I really did love WandaVision's finale too. And Falcon and Winter Soldier had that great speech at the end. This was a good finale, but I wouldn't say, like I said earlier, it's not my favorite finale of the Disney Plus Netflix shows. Would I be looking forward to another season of Hawkeye? Absolutely. I think Clint Barton is a really good character. And I hope that this show, just like the other Disney Plus Marvel shows, hopefully this has gotten Clint a little bit more love than like similar to the other characters. And I really do like Kate Bishop and the relationship with Yelena. So I hope to see those two unite again eventually. And now that Clint and Yelena put their differences aside and understand each other, the whole situation, I really do hope that Yelena can now be part of the team, because I really do love the relationship that they were having, Yelena and Kate, in this episode, especially the elevator scene and them fighting as Yelena is like trying to get to Clint. It was funny seeing Kate try to slow her down. That was a lot of fun. So with that being said, guys, that's my review for the finale. What did you think of it? Did you really enjoy the finale of Hawkeye? Let me know in the comments section below. Like this video to help support the channel, and subscribe if you're a new fan. I've been reviewing every Disney Plus Marvel and Star Wars shows so far. So far, there's only been The Mandalorian, but Book of Boba Fett is up next, so you can bet I'll be doing a weekly episode review for that show too. I'm really looking forward to it. Anything Star Wars and Marvel related on Disney Plus, you guys will know from me. There's a lot of other shows I've been watching too, but I haven't been reviewing them. I should have reviewed one of them, but I thought these are the shows people care about more, I think. I'm the nerd guy, so I'm going to review the nerdy stuff a little bit more because that's the stuff I love. So, with that being said, until next time, everybody, take care.